Hi, my name is Toonrami, and today we'll be getting to know CWrath.
That's not as deep as how
Yes,
you
it
think
is.
I can
Don't
go.
don't you?
Oh,
That's
you
exactly
have
how you
no
sound.
idea
Don't
yet.
you, Gavin? We've been talking before, and you've told me how Call of Duty is your bread and butter. That's like your go-to game, and you've got a lot of history with that.
I do.
What is one common misconception of the Call of Duty franchise that you find yourself constantly having to address to the skeptics out there?
A misconception of the franchise.
Yeah.
I would say more or less the lines of being, I don't know, too fast paced of a shooter for some people and stuff. But I feel like, the misconception is you go at your own pace. There is no real pace to go at. And there's different varieties to go that route that you want to go. You're not just bound to being such, oh, this is so fast paced. I can't get a hang of it. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, it's always like when someone just plays one particular style of game, they just entrench their values into that game, and if it's not like that, it's just wrong. And so,
Yeah.
like, in the era of these competitive shooters emerging left and right, I feel like Halo was the first one to really make it go mainstream. But then, like, other games would emerge, and there are other types of games that people would just not be as receptive to because it wasn't like their game. And I feel like
Yeah.
Call of Duty took a major hit because of that.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the franchise history for Call of Duty, there's a certain games that I won't mention that they shouldn't have implemented things into that make it feel like you're not good at the game. I mean, I don't know. I didn't like jetpacks in there, but hey, they did it one time and that sure flopped.
Yeah. Okay, so that one, I will admit, I was one of those people who was kind of like, oh, look, they're doing Halo. That's nice.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your favorite Call of Duty?
Mine was probably Black Ops 2. That would be my favorite. And then for the second favorite one would be Call of Duty 2, one of the original ones.
Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty
No,
2?
Call of Duty 2, back
Call of
from
Duty
like
2.
2005.
Man, that's a throwback. I think the very first Call of Duty I ever played was Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a good game, but yeah, that's it's still a throwback to nowadays.
What are your thoughts on Ghosts? Most people hate it.
To be fair, I think I skipped that because it was one of the ones that I couldn't really get into. I got it, played a little bit, and then it just wasn't for me. Wasn't a big fan.
When it comes to shooters, is it all about the PvP experience for you, or is there something to gain from the PvE aspect? The ones where you're not really going head to head with anybody else, you're just kind of cooperatively going into something trying to beat it.
Sometimes it depends. Realistically, I play solo most of the time and try to earn my own rank ups through there. And my achievement is not just earning ranks, but striving to be better the next match. Either it's looking more, advancing more and just paying more attention on what I got to be focusing on. What did I go wrong on the last one? But playing with a team is essential too, because having good players helps bring out the bad sides, but also they can cover those bad sides to make sure you're safe. Like someone's got your back, you got their back.
What sort of a mindset do you feel is more important in a competitive shooter? A very calm, cool, collected team player who kind of just goes with the flow, or someone who's more aggressive, maybe not in a rude or demeaning kind of way, but someone who's very aggressive and very competitive and just wants to win at all costs?
I feel like the nature of the beast it comes down to is like you don't want it to be a toxic level of aggressiveness. You want it to be more like, if you have a group team and you have someone who is, I would say, the aggressor, you want them to be, aggressing on the field, going to the right times, not always, going in there and getting killed every time,
Would you say you fall into one of those two archetypes?
I would say I'd fall into the aggressive style playing.
I can't imagine you being like that, honestly.
Yeah. But I don't rage. I'm just, an aggressive player. So.
Okay. Well, that's good. You just seem like such a gentle soul with like the deepest voice ever.
Yeah, I'm not a rager. I if I lose, I'm just kind of like I sigh. All right, well, it happens. What do you
Life moves on.
Life moves on.
If only more people had that sort of a mentality.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, a lot more people should have that. But
So, CWrath,
Yes.
you're a gamer, you're a mechanic, you're a dad, a husband, a family guy. What is the number one secret to incorporating gaming into what is already seemingly a perfect setup?
What would I incorporate gaming into? Well, I mean, I would say, as a family person, my daughter, I got her into playing certain games like Minecraft and other strategically advancing games. So bringing that into the depth of field of having the family base kind of brings a different outlook on it. Like, having different values of perspective onto different things that I feel like some of the games can bring out, especially if you're playing together and having a good cooperation of it.
Have you guys had the family night, the family game night, where it's not a board game, but it's more like an online shared experience?
No, I think, I wouldn't say online. I think the more thing would be like Dance Dance Revolution, something like that. And then like a few Switch games, but nothing too broad of that. Most of the time it is just a board game, or, me and the little one just play Minecraft and build.
What's the number one game that she prefers to play, that she can beat you in?
Cars 3 on this Nintendo Switch.
Does she have that same competitive streak that you do?
Yeah, she likes to keep it competitive with me.
Okay, so it gets pretty heated sometimes, right? When the games are neck and neck and you two are going at it?
Yeah, I would say so. There's a few times where, I'm surprised I don't have the iconic Nintendo Switch Joy-Con drag, just been against the wall a few times, but hey, that wasn't me, so.
And how about your wife? Does she partake in these heated gaming sessions?
Not every so often, though. She doesn't really. She plays every now and often, but not really games too much anymore. So, because we met playing Call of Duty 2 Black Ops, so that. Oh,
that's fantastic.
So after that, it was kind of, the game slowed down on her end.
Wait, Black Ops, that's zombies, right?
Black Ops 2. No, this was just during like a regular, it was a team deathmatch, like hardcore.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. Wait, tell me more.
It started turning out, as everyone starts shit talking back and forth. After that, it just kind of seemed to more haterade going on around there. And then we just noticed jumping in more games together. And then once I was just like, well, send a friend request, and then we'll play together and keep talking. And then just kind of advanced after that, after talking and talking.
Do you guys ever just go back to the good old days and just boot up some Black Ops and start playing?
I mean, if my Xbox 360 worked, maybe.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Your what? The internal battery died or something?
It's just it was the drive, the CD drive thing, and I don't they don't make parts for too much of that anymore.
Man, that's beautiful though, man. All right, so there's a lot more of a deep tie to Call of Duty than just you being good at it.
I would say, yeah. I would hope so. Put a lot of time into that. The gaming, now, never mind.
I knew what you meant. Damn.
What about you? What about you and your gaming? What kind of I know you play Call of Duty a little bit. What is your history? Do you go into it a little bit, or do you just kind of casual player?
If it becomes a point of pride if I'm good at the game. So if I know that I'm good at the game and then I lose, I take it personally. And I used to be very toxic. I've told you this before with the Halo thing. Yeah, if I lost in Halo 3, I would message the person that I lost to, and then I would take them over to a custom game, fight them one-on-one, beat them, and then leave. Like it. Yeah. It was a very toxic mentality. I was one of those people who got very, very angry, and I was very audible about it. So now I think I've dialed it back, and typically what I do now is just stay away from the games that I'm really good at, where I have something to lose. And I just try to have fun, which is why now when I play games that I'm bad at, it's more of a comedic take. I don't really see it as I lost the game. It's more like, oh yeah, I wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, I can see that now. Yeah.
So as you know, streaming is an art form. There are a lot of factors that go into being a successful streamer or entertainer. Is there a particular personality out there or quality of a streamer that you aspire to emulate?
I wouldn't say typically one streamer. I watch a variety of streamers, and I wouldn't say I like to, articulate what they do into what I am as a streamer. I just kind of, use of what I know I'm as a person as myself to put it out there, and if people want to enjoy it, they can enjoy it. And I always am open to opinions, to being, hey, not too much of one or this, but hey, like, can we not talk about certain things and stuff, which I'm fine. It's just more open to opinions, and it's about the community than anything.
Is there something that when you started streaming you wish you had, and now that you've been doing it for X amount of days or however long you've been doing it, you've sort of gained that trait?
I would say, yeah, there's a lot of things. I would say, especially one of them being able to get on the camera and doing it. A lot of people have a hard time doing that. And then most of the time, I'm doing everything myself, which is fine. But I feel like as a person who's, dependable on themselves for their own content, I make my own backgrounds, logos. Like this CWrath logo that I'm on right now is the one that I made it, and a bunch of other stuff that I purposely made that I didn't know how to do before, but learned through streaming.
So in the end, yeah, you're a pretty self-sufficient one-man crew.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really, like there's ideas you can gather, but at the same time as, not one may know how to work Photoshop, but, I had to put time and did it all myself and figured it out, and making what I have to. Yeah,
because like the evolution for a lot of gamers and streamers is trying to maybe potentially imitate success, something that you've seen on another streamer. But then there's also a level of pride, I feel like, that goes into streaming. Like, as great as it is to, for lack of a better word, copy someone else's style, there's also something beautiful about bringing something that you contribute yourself that's unique to you into the fold. And then when you get to a certain point where you feel like you've achieved it or accomplished it, you can say, you know what, this wasn't just because I was a student of the game, but it was also because, I brought my own flair to this.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, like Call of Duty, like, I'm a very interesting player to watch. I'm not like a normal person you'd watch streaming Call of Duty, I guess. So to me, I think I bring the depth of different varieties of the way you can stream Call of Duty, rather than just being a quiet shoot 'em up kind of person, and not really interactive and figure out what's going on.
Has there ever been a situation where somebody just came at you with veracity and complete just vitriol, wanted to destroy you in Call of Duty, and then you just silently destroy them back? Has that ever happened?
People that do that, I love doing that too, because most of the time they're usually a teammate who thinks you're salty, and they'll like try to shoot you, and I'm that kind of person that if you're gonna mess with me, I grab my flashbangs and I flashbang you at every chance I get, even though you're my teammate.
Oh, I love it. You've got a vindictive streak in you. I love it.
Yep.
Yes. Oh man, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That's how you end friendships, but the toxic kind of friendships.
Exactly. The ones hey, they think, hey, you're gonna shoot me back. He's gonna get kicked out. So I'm usually just like, nah, I'll just mess with you the entire match by throwing flashbangs at your most weakest points.
When it comes to the mental game, I feel like you are superior. The second you yield is the second you let someone's words get into your head. And for you, you don't seem like the kind of person where you could visibly tell like someone's gotten to you.
Yeah, especially I'm not really. Yeah. To me, and it's just nothing really gets to me. And it's not only just that, it's the internet. Am I gonna lash out at the internet?
Speaking of the internet, I gotta ask you this: where the heck did Chathu come from? What is Chathu?
Chathu was just Chathu was it someone in the channel said their middle name was Matthew, and then one of the persons said, hey, nice to know you, Matthew, and kept making fun of his middle name or whatever. And then instead I was like, fine, I'm gonna call you Chathu from now on. I called it individual Chathu, and it just stuck ever since. So it's just a nickname for chat. Yes, pretty much just a nickname for chat. And they always fight me on it. They want Chatsu, Chadsu, all these other names, but
Chatwick.
Chadwick, yeah. But you got.
I like how you didn't mention Chatwick at all.
Chatwick, yeah.
I mean, hey, Chatwick at least has the word chat in it. Where's the chat in Chathu? I mean, unless you say Chathu.
Yeah, and the one, chat, yeah, exactly, or Chadsu, and you have to add it in there. Nasim said that making fun of Chaozu. He was like,
yeah,
oh, it's
Chadsu. It
is
is relevant. Honestly, it is the better name out of any of the other ones. But it's kind of nice though, in a sense, like objectively speaking, it gives a more personal connection between you and the chat, right? And again, that kind of speaks back to the whole like the certain qualities of a streamer that you would want to emulate. Something like that where you're establishing a more direct connection to the viewers enhances the experience for that consumer, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's the thing I would like to bring, is, a lot of people are interactive to chat, but having someone to get on there and being like, I can't wait till he joins so we can, basically yell at each other in chat and poke fun, but still have a good time.
It has been like 10, 20 minutes, and we still haven't really talked about your voice. Bass recognize bass. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna take my voice a little lower and talk to you here. So, CWrath, what is the number one thing people ask you immediately after hearing you speak?
The number one thing people are like, are you Corpse's dad? And then I kind of chuckle and then realize, who is Corpse? And then they're like, oh. Yeah, I mean, after that, they're usually like, do you do any kind of radio broadcasting podcast? And my first answer is no, I have never.
Do you find that as flattering or more of a nuisance? The fact that you are being, I guess you could see it as a compliment. You could also see it as someone kind of immediately just categorizing you in that regard. Like, oh, his voice is deep, therefore he's this. Do you find that flattering or do you find that irritating?
I don't find it irritating at all. Actually, I think I find it really interesting because coming from, always hearing myself and never actually hearing people in real life never give me their opinions on how I sound. But when you're on the internet, you have more thousands of people who will hear you and have different opinions on it. So it's nice getting at least positive feedback, not anything negative, but obviously the positive is the best. And knowing that I'm at least getting known for something for myself is better than nothing at all.
When did Super CWrath, the base form, when did this emerge? Was this an early blooming event? Did this happen at an early age?
Yeah. I've always had a kind of more of a deep voice, but I think once you hit above like 25, it didn't get deeper. It just stayed more monotone and kind of like, I don't know. I never really kind of paid too much attention to see it because, like I said, it's my own voice. So, and I think it also helps that when you buy a good quality microphone, and then other people actually get to hear what you sound like, rather than it sound like you're talking into an Xbox 360 headset.
I remember those days. You know what's funny? That reminds me, because this is the plight of the bass man. But sometimes, especially when you're playing with a very cool, calm demeanor, sometimes when you're trying to communicate with your teammates in the heat of battle, sometimes your voice just doesn't carry through an Xbox 360 headset. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah.
And then things will happen, and then you'll just be like, dude, I told you. And they'll be like, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's funny playing Call of Duty, and then like everyone's like, shit talking on the team, and then you had enough of it, and you just turn on your mic, and you're like, can you all be quiet, please? And everyone just stops, and they're like, who is that guy?
Yeah,
hello?
Yeah, that's true. You do command a very authoritative stance when you bring that sort of a tone into the group.
Yeah.
We're going to do some VO right here, all right, if you don't mind? Because there's no way that CWrath can be in an interview and not do some voiceover. So what I'm going to do is we're basically going to do a radio ad spot, all right? So there is a jazz channel that my dad would often listen to. And it's called Smooth Jazz 94.7. So what I want you to do is basically just give me your take on this. Whatever you interpret, go ahead and just recite this in a way that you think would be appropriate for a radio host to recite.
Okay, I see it.
All right, so whenever you're ready, just go for it.
You are listening to Smooth Jazz 94.7 The Wave.
Ooh. Do it again. Do it slower.
You are listening to Smooth Jazz 94.7 The Wave.
Woo! I got chills. Hey, you should do radio.
Interesting.
You have a very unique voice. You should do some radio.
First time I heard that. Thanks. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Means a lot coming from you, Toon.
Well, thanks, buddy. All right, man. Now that you are a part of the 519, what does the future hold for the likes of CWrath? What can we expect from the mechanic?
I would say to expect in the future, since I'm starting off new, I'm just playing certain game like Call of Duty. I would hope in the future to not only broaden my horizon, but also 5.9's of getting more into first-person style shooters. If at least just a first-person style, any shooting fast-paced, if not relatively calm-paced style games, but bringing someone who is good to that field to 5.9 to hopefully branch not even myself out, but 5.9 out too, and get more grasp on viewers who are interested in, not only just shooting games, but when they come, they can realize we do more than just that.
You know what? I can definitely say that I'm looking forward to that because we already have a very bad first-person shooter member on the squad, me. So having a very calming and reliable presence would definitely help. So thank you, CWrath. I look forward to that.
Anytime. Yes.
And folks, you can find CWrath on Twitch and on Twitter and on the 5.9 stream. So make sure to check out all of the links in the description below. CWrath, thank you so much for being here, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a grand old time.
Grand old time. I guess we'll go ahead and end the interview now.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Goodbye. All right. Goodbye. All right. Okay, we're done.